Okay, so we have seen JSON syntax and JSON data types. I would like to show you some online editor tools that's basically very handy tools that you can use to work around with JSON. The first tool is called as JSON Lint. This tool is basically used to format the JSON. Okay, so in the previous example we actually saw this JSON, right, which actually talks about a date timestamp, but you see the format is not so readable, right? So if you want to make it readable, you actually copy this data, you use a online tool called JSON Lint, you paste it, and then you can actually validate with the syntax that I just shown you, or it basically do a pretty print, or it format the JSON file in a nice readable format. Okay, now it's very much readable. So that's one tool pretty much I use almost whenever I work with JSON to format my JSON. Okay, and then it also tell you whether the JSON is valid or invalid, right? And very simple, you just remove some of the rules that you have learned, and then you will know whether it's format or not, or it's valid or not, right? The next tool is called as JSON Editor Online. This basically represent the data types that we have seen just now, and then it show you in a nice object structure. Okay, let me show you that. So we have seen this JSON data type using the integers, string, boolean values, some null, and then array, and then object. Let's use this, and then when you copy and paste in a tool called JSON Editor Online, right, it will tell you everything that you have defined in what manner. Let me show you that. So if you copy paste here and say click on this arrow button, then it will show you this is basically an array of 2, and this is basically an object of 3, right? And you look at how it's representing a boolean value with a tick mark. So it's very easy to understand what these values are all about when you work with this kind of objects. The number here actually represents the number of items, right? You can, if you make it true, you make it true, then you make it update it, it becomes true and true here, and then true here. So you can play around with it, right? Very nice tool. One is JSON Editor Online to play around with the data and see if you have complex structures like you have arrays, object of arrays and all those kind of things. This tool very much help you. But if you want to, when you see some data like this and you want to format this data, use a software or use an online tool called JSON Lint. Just copy paste here, or you can validate the JSON, or basically you can format the JSON from here.